Question 196. Your company has just set up an Azure account. They also have resources deployed in their on-premises data center. They want to connect their Azure virtual network to their on-premises data center. Can they consider using Azure Express Route for this requirement? Option A, yes. Option B, no. And the correct answer is option A, yes. Explanation. Azure Express Route is an Azure service that lets you create private connections between Microsoft data centers and infrastructure that's on your premises or in a colocation facility. Next question. Your company has a set of resources and resource groups defined as part of a subscription. Can you nest resource groups in Azure? Option A, yes. Option B, no. And the correct answer is option B, no. Explanation. No, you cannot nest resource groups together. Next question. Select yes or no for the following statement. Can you migrate SQL Server workloads to Azure Cosmos DB? Option A, yes. Option B, no. And the correct answer is option A, yes. Explanation. Yes, you can migrate SQL Server workloads to Azure Cosmos DB. Next question. A company wants to deploy a set of Azure Windows virtual machines. They want to ensure that the services on the virtual machines are still accessible even if a single data center goes down. They decide to deploy the set of virtual machines to two or more regions with the required traffic configurations in place. Would this meet the requirement? Option A, yes. Option B, no. And the correct answer is option A, yes. Explanation. For the high availability of applications, we can have VMS deployed in one or more regions. Next question. You are planning to make use of the Azure Storage Account service. Towards that, you have provisioned a general purpose V2 storage account. Which of the following services in the storage account is used to store hard disk files for Azure virtual machines? Option A, file. Option B, blob. Option C, queue. Option D, table. And the correct answer is option B, blob. Explanation. This can be accomplished with the use of the blob service. With the blob service, you can store hard disk files for your virtual machines. Blob allows users to store large amounts of unstructured data such as images and multimedia files, other regular files. Option A is incorrect. File is used for the storage of files that can be accessed via the server message block protocol. Option C is incorrect. Queue is used as messaging service. Option D is incorrect. Table is used for the storage of key or value pairs. Next question. You are planning to deploy resources to Azure. Which of the following in Azure provides a platform for defining the dependencies between resources so that they are deployed in the correct order? Option A, Azure Resource Groups. Option B, Azure Policies. Option C, Azure Management Groups. Option D, Azure Resource Manager. And the correct answer is option D, Azure Resource Manager. Explanation. Azure Resource Manager is the deployment and management service for Azure. It provides a management layer that enables you to create, update, and delete resources in your Azure account. You use management features like access control, locks, and tags to secure and organize your resources after deployment. Option A is incorrect. Azure Resource Groups provides a way to categorize resources deployed to Azure. It's not a platform. Option B is incorrect. Azure Policies allow you to govern Azure resources. Option C is incorrect. Azure Management Groups allows you to efficiently manage access, policies, and compliance for those subscriptions. Next question. Your company is looking to improve the security of the application deployed on Azure. Which of the following Azure service is a cloud-based network security service that helps to protect the resources that are stored in an Azure virtual network? Option A, Azure Sentinel. Option B, Azure Key Vault. Option C, Azure Dedicated Host. Option D, Azure Firewall. And the correct answer is option D, Azure Firewall. Explanation. Azure Firewall is a managed cloud-based network security service that protects your Azure virtual network resources. You can centrally create, enforce, and log application and network connectivity policies across subscriptions and virtual networks. Option A is incorrect. Azure Sentinel is used for threat detection. Option B is incorrect. Azure Key Vault is used for storing secrets, encryption keys, and certificates. Option C is incorrect. Azure Dedicated Host is used for providing a physical server as a resource. Next question. Which of the following is the right Azure Cloud Service benefit that matches the following description? Even if a fault occurs, a cloud service remains available. Option A. High availability. Option B. Disaster recovery. Option C. Dynamic scalability. Option D. Low latency. And the correct answer is option A. High availability. Explanation. This corresponds to high availability or resiliency. Next question. Which storage access tier is the most expensive to store files per GB? Option A. Archive tier. Option B. Premium tier. Option C. Hot tier. Option D. Cool tier. And the correct answer is option B. Premium tier. Explanation. Premium storage tier is around 0.15 per GB dollar at the current time, well above the 0.02 per GB dollar of the hot tier. Next question. Which Azure storage migration option involves Microsoft shipping you a hard drive for you to copy your files to, after which you ship the hard disk back to them for them to upload to your account? Option A. Azure Data Box. Option B. Azure File Sync. Option C. Azure Storage Explorer. Option D. AZ Copy. And the correct answer is option A. Azure Data Box. Explanation. Use DataBox family of products such as DataBox, DataBox Disk, and DataBox Heavy to move large amounts of data to Azure when you are limited by time, network availability, or cost. Next question. True or false? You cannot have more than one Azure subscription per company. Option A. False. Option B. True. And the correct answer is option A. False. Explanation. You can have multiple subscriptions as a way to separate out resources between billing units, business groups, or for any reason you wish. Next question. Why would someone prefer a consumption-based pricing model as opposed to a time-based pricing model? Option A. It is always cheaper to pay for consumption than to pay by the hour. Option B. You can save a lot of money if you don't use the resource often as opposed to having it available for use 24/7. Option C. The pricing model is simpler and easier to understand. Option D. You can easily predict the cost of the service into the future. And the correct answer is option B. You can save a lot of money if you don't use the resource often as opposed to having it available for use 24/7. Explanation. Consumption-based model, paying for something based on how much you used, as opposed to paying for something no matter if you use it or not. Next question. Who is responsible for the security of your Azure storage account access keys? Option A. I am responsible for securing the access keys. Option B. Azure is responsible for securing the access keys. And the correct answer is option B. Azure is responsible for securing the access keys. Explanation. Customers are responsible to secure the access keys they are given and regenerate them if they are exposed. Next question. What is a DDoS attack? Option A. An attempt to guess a user's password through brute force methods. Option B. A denial of service attack that sends so much traffic to a network that it cannot respond fast enough. Legitimate users become unable to use the service. Option C. An attempt to send SQL commands to the server in a way that it will execute them against the database. Option D. An attempt to read the contents of a web page from another website, thereby stealing the user's private information. And the correct answer is option B. A denial of service attack that sends so much traffic to a network that it cannot respond fast enough. Legitimate users become unable to use the service. Explanation. Distributed denial of service attacks, DDoS, a type of attack that originates from the internet that attempts to overwhelm a network with millions of packets of bad traffic that aims to prevent legitimate traffic from getting through. Next question. An IT administrator has the requirement to control access to a specific app resource using multi-factor authentication. What Azure service satisfies this requirement? Option A, Azure Authorization. Option B, Azure Function. Option C, Azure AD. Option D, Azure Authentication. And the correct answer is option C, Azure AD. Explanation. You can use Azure AD to control access to your apps and your app resources based on your business requirements. In addition, you can use Azure AD to require multi-factor authentication when accessing important organizational resources. Thank you for watching this video. Buy our AZ 900 premium questions with 50% off. Check link in the description.